Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. This is going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be pretty much a showcase of my favourite loadouts, and thank you brother Cyan for the idea. He gave it to me on Steam, and we're going to go ahead and start with Scout. I'm always going to use the scatter gun, I'm pretty sure, unless maybe if I'm on Cost Nucleus I'd use Force Nature maybe to just shoot people into the giant hole in the middle. Mad Milk, you know, I have the problem of wanting to survive for as long as possible, so you know, from using that, if I splash it on the enemy I'm able to shoot them and get my HP back. And for melee it's really down between the pan and the fish, but I think fish kills are far more humiliating than a pan. Pan is just kind of annoying. And then for headgear and miscs I've got the BMOC, as obviously it's the festive season, and I'm wearing a Scorching Flames Bonk Boy and a Burning Flames Bonk Boy as well, with the High Five Taunt too, and that's how this looks. It's weird how the Scout's eyes move as you move your cursor. I don't know if you guys can see, I'll zoom in. He just rolled his eyes at me, what a dick. After Scout comes the Soldier, and I use the stock rocket launcher, vintage gunboats, and the katana half Satoichi, and they're in vintage form because they were in the game before TF2 turned free to play. And then as an unusual I've got the Sunbeams Kabuto, which is level 100, and anyone that knows me and my sort of trading side of things, I like things being level 100, and to just be even more obsessive with the number 100, I managed to pick up the Craft 100 Shogun Shoulder Guard, which basically means it was the 100th crafted one in the game. And I also got a Haunted Shaolin Sash, which you know, it just sort of goes with the Oriental Japanese sort of theme of it all. Sadly haven't had much luck getting a level 100 one of those, but here's how it looks in game. It's pretty cool. Sad part of all that was that I actually I sold my vintage Conqueror, which would have gone with it as well. Like, I literally broke up my 50 vintage weapons set because some guy offered me a couple of buds for it, and I thought, oh, I want some buds, but I kind of regret it now. So yeah, don't be greedy. Third on the list we have the Pyro, and I used a decreaser as it pairs well with both the reserve shooter and the extinguisher. Obviously you can switch between weapons faster whilst you're using a degreaser. The reason I use reserve shooter is obviously you get crits when you blow enemies up into the air, and then the extinguisher is just incredibly overpowered. You get crits upon meleeing someone who's on fire. Unusual wise, I tend to go with the Sunbeam's Pyromancer's Mask, most because with the Filamental it really sort of reminds me of Vivi's eyes from Final Fantasy IX, but prior to that I had been using this Burning Tyrannus, which is level 100, renamed it Chaos for the Fire Demon, which is a character out of Howl's Moving Castle. Great film by Studio Ghibli, definitely recommend seeing it if you haven't. Voiced by, oh my god, I can't remember his name, but that's going to upset me. Level 100 Haunted Coffin Kit and a level 100 Filamental, along with the High Five Taunt. And how it looks in game, there we go. Somehow that guy's managed to stand there. Next we have the Demoman, and I tend to use the lock and load far more than the shot grenade launcher, mostly because I really just can't hit a damn thing with the normal grenade launcher. And then I'll end up using the sticky bomb launcher or splendid screen, sort of depends what mood I'm in. Usually I'll have the headless horse taker trying to collect heads with the shield. Otherwise I'll use the half Satoichi just because it sort of matches the samurai outfit I'm going for. As you can see, I've got a level 100 Sunbeam Samurai, which is pretty awesome considering I've got a Sunbeam's Kabuto, which is also level 100. Sort of just really like the idea of getting the pair of those two, so it took a while for me to actually negotiate some trades with the owners of them. One of them wasn't budging for like a good couple of months, but I got there in the end. Also got a Scottish Snarl. I prefer using that than the Mempo. I don't know, it's just a bit creepy and I think it goes well with the hat. And also got a level 100 Haunted Horseman's Hand-Me-Down Cape, which I think looks quite cool. Next we've got the Heavy, and probably my least played class, as you can tell. No real coherence in the setup. but I'm using a Hulong heater because obviously I like getting rid of any spies that are attempting to backstab me. Obviously it gives you that sort of warning when you hear them catch a light, a flame. I'm also using the Strange Festive Sandwich as I can give out to any medics that are healing me, and then I do tend to use the Holiday Punch just in case I do crit someone. I'm able to taunt kill them by stabbing them with my index finger. I'm using the Disco Beatdown Galvanized Gibbous as a hat, you know, king of the free-to-plays as they call it. And then I'm also got a pair of Craft 100 grey bands, which took me a while to get as well. And then along with that I've got a level 100 Borscht belt, however you say that, painted Team Spirit. And then the taunt is the high five as per usual. Sadly, the headgear seems to be glitched on my server at the moment. It says I've got crafty hair, but yeah, that's how the effect looks anyway. Then we got the Engineer, which is clearly not a class I play very much. I tend to use the Galvanized Gibbous, even though I do have a Texas 10 gallon with circling hearts. Shotgun just for extra firepower, Lugermorph again extra firepower, and then the wrench I prefer than the gunslinger, only because mini sentries just irritate me so much. I much prefer to use you know, level 1, 2 and 3 sentries and so on and so forth. Then we got a white grizzled growth, which I got quite recently. I just sort of decided I wanted it because obviously it's the festive season, and then a level 100 Mercs muffler along with the high five taunt. And then this is how this looks. Again, my galvanized gibbous doesn't want to work, but we've got a disco coming from my bald head, so that's always good. Medic's a class I've been playing quite a bit more recently because I kind of enjoy relaxing and sitting back, probably mostly because I'm used to sitting on trade servers all the time, but I tend to go for a full vintage weapon setup, being the crossbow, Kritzkrieg and amputator. Sort of tend to prefer Kritzkrieg than the Ubercharged Medigun, because, I don't know, getting mass amounts of kills with a heavy or Demoman just sort of bombing in people's bases is just something I enjoy. Amputator is always nice because, I mean, I used to play on CT4, and at the end of each round it would be sudden death, and then I could use the taunt of that to heal my whole team, and it was melee only, so you know, it worked quite well. I recently picked up this Burning Flames Unusual Zig Goggles, which isn't actually a bad unusual. It's not actually that much as far as Burning Flames goes on unusual. It's like 4 buds or so, and for a Burning Flames Unusual, that's not too bad. Along with the Bited Beak, I think it goes quite well. That's probably my favourite hat of the Robo Goobaloo update. And then I'm also using the Operation 2 Cities badge and the High Five taunt, and then this is how it looks. Coming up to the end now, we've got the Sniper, which is probably my second favourite class along with Scout. I go for the stock Sniper rifle almost every time. I've got the vintage Girardi, which is also level 100, so that was quite lucky I managed to get one of those. Got the Bushwhacker, which obviously goes very well with Girardi, being that you get crits when you smack someone with it that's covered in piss. To keep it festive, I've got the BMOC, or BMOC, however you want to say it, and then I've got the Villain's Veil, both Scorching and Burning. So yeah, I managed to get Scorching and Burning for both Scout and Sniper, you know, my two favourite classes, so I was really happy about that. Also got the High Five taunt, and this is how it looks. Lastly, we have the Spy, which is not a class I play too often, but I tend to go as it when you know, things aren't going my way and I want to backstab someone that's dominating me. And when I do play him, I play with the Ambassador because I like getting headshots whenever possible. I use the Spicicle, which has a nice little pun for its name at the moment. It's nice to meet you. I use that mostly because obviously you have some resistance to pyros for a short period of time if they do flame you. And then the Dead Ringer, you know, a lot of people don't like it, but if I'm tryharding, it is probably something I'm going to use. I have a level 100 genuine AppSap, which I picked up pretty early on in my trading days, but you know, it's an item I like very much. For some reason I tried to make my Spy look as horrendous as possible. I don't know if it's because I want people to see that strange looking face when the kill cam zooms in, but then I'm using the Burning Nano Balaclava, the Pyro Vision Goggles, Vintage Camera Beard, and then obviously the High Five taunt as per usual, but pretty awful looking indeed. Here's how it looks in game. But thank you for watching this video, guys. I do appreciate it. Just something a little bit different. Should be uploading a video within the next day or two, probably some gameplay commentary, although I do have a few in real life updates I'll probably make, which should be interesting. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you next time. Leave a thumbs up if you did, and yeah.